Don't you just hate being put on hold? Well, we're going to get to you just as soon as we can. But when patients rate you 4.8 out of 5 stars on Google, you know you're going to be pretty popular. So while you're waiting, we'll share some of our favorite songs that are about or related to feet, according to an informal survey our staff here at Kansas City Foot and Ankle conducted. We've chosen some of our favorite songs that are about feet or the important things we do with our feet, like walking and dancing. And number 1 on that list was a big hit back in 1979 by Katrina and the Waves with Walking on Sunshine.
I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa, I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa.
And if you want to see what Walking on Sunshine looks like, check out the latest production from the Kansas City Ballet. We're proud to announce that we're the official foot and ankle doctors for the KC Ballet, and it's our job to keep them on their toes.
Ballerina, you must have seen her dancing in the sand.
We thank you for your patience, and we'll get to you just as soon as we can. And if you can't wait any longer, you can press 0 at any time and leave a message or request an appointment at www.kansascityfootandankle.com. Our next selection is another song about walking. It was a huge hit back in 1963 by those famous Jersey boys, Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, with Walk Like a Man.
He said, walk like a man, talk like a man, walk like a man, my son. The whole world crawling on the earth, so walk like a man, my son.
Thanks again for your patience, and we'll be with you very soon. In the meantime, enjoy our next song, which was a big hit for Kenny Loggins in 1984, and a hit movie by the same title starring Kevin Bacon. It's time to cut Footloose.
Now I gotta cut loose, foot loose, kick off the Sunday shoes. Please, Louise, pull me up from my knees. Jack, get back, come on before we crack. Loose, your news, everybody cut foot loose.
That was Footloose. And if your feet are loose, that instability could be due to heredity or perhaps an injury to the foot or ankle. The good news is that oftentimes it could be improved or even corrected with custom orthotics. Ask your doctor if orthotics are right for you. Next, we have a song that requires feet to express joy and celebration. It was a big hit in 1989 by Gloria Estefan. And with custom orthotics, you'll want to get on your feet.
Get on your feet. Get up and make it happen. Get on your feet. Stand up and take some action.
Next up is a song that shows how walking expresses just how motivated someone can be. The greater the distance, the more the commitment. And few have committed themselves more than the Proclaimers with their 1988 hit about walking 500 miles twice, with I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles.
But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be a man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at you door.
We thank you for your patience, and we'll get to you just as soon as we can. Now, if you can't hold any longer, you can dial 0 and leave us a message, and we'll return your call right away. Or you can request an appointment at our website at www.kansascityfootandankle.com. Now we go from walking to running. You know, many of our doctors are avid runners, and they're all experts at treating running-related injuries, like plantar fasciitis and stress fractures. So that's why our next song is Jackson Browne's Running on Empty.
Running on empty. Running wild. Running into the sun, but I'm running behind.
Now we have a special treat by local performer Jim Cosgrove, a affectionately known as Mr. Stinky Feet. He's a huge hit with kids throughout Kansas City and beyond, where he performs concerts and is available for special events. Check out his website for details. But in the meantime, here's a sample from one of his songs perfect for our survey and an ode to hyperhidrosis, Jim Cosgrove's Stinky Feet.
Stinky feet, stinky feet. My brother's got stinky feet. Stinky feet, stinky feet. My brother's got stinky feet. He takes his shoes off at the door. He throws his socks right on the floor. He rubs his toes and says they're sore. I don't think I can take it
That was Stinky Feet by Mr. Stinky Feet himself, Kansas City's own Jim Cosgrove. And you know what else stinks? Being on hold. Thanks again for your patience, and we'd love you to hang in there instead of hanging up. It shouldn't be long now. Next up is a song that could easily be about peripheral neuropathy, just one of the many conditions that our doctors treat at Kansas City Foot and Ankle. Here's Rod Stewart's Hot Legs.
Hot legs, wearing me out. Hot legs, you can scream and shout. Hot legs, though you're still in school. I love you, honey.
So far, we've shared songs about walking and running, but our next song takes our feet to a new level. From 1985, it's Van Halen's #1 hit that jumped right to the top of the chart and held the top spot for 5 straight weeks. Of course, I'm talking about Jump.
Might as well jump. Go ahead and jump, jump. Go ahead and jump.
Next, we have a letter from Olivia in Olathe, who wants to dedicate a special song to her podiatrist. She writes, "Dear Casey Foot and Ankle, I've suffered with foot pain most of my adult life. I've tried everything. I've even hobbled into one of the so-called comfort stores where they sold me a series of generic inserts that cost me nearly as much as the down payment on my Honda Civic. Then my primary care doctor recommended you guys. I received a thorough examination from a board-certified podiatrist. Then I was fitted for a custom orthotic. But after a brief break-in period, my condition has improved enough that I'm totally mobile once again. Please play Back on My Feet Again." Well, Olivia, here's your dedication for that special DPM, Back on My Feet Again by the Babies.
I'm back on my feet again. Yeah, I am. I'm back on my feet again.
We thank you for being our patient and for your patience. We're sorry for the delay. We know that being a hold is a real pain. And speaking of pain, our doctors are the experts. That's why we offer our expertise through the Heel Pain Center of Kansas City. We hope you enjoyed our little survey about feet songs. And if you can't wait any longer, push 0 and leave us a message. You've been listening to America's Top Toe Jams. Copyright 2023 by Kansas City Foot and Ankle and the Heel Pain Center of Kansas City. Our executive producer is Dr. Mark Green. Sound engineer is David Naster. Editor, CJ Slutsky. Technical support from Avid Communications. Promotional consideration provided by Hiccup Productions. I'm your host, Jeff Slutsky, saying, keep your feet on the ground, and if you reach for the stars, please watch your balance to avoid injury.